Hi everybody, Janice Rivera here, founder of the San Diego Beach Lifestyle and Woven Women's Networking Group. Today we have our featured business with Chrisette Williams from Settie Social. Settie Social is a social media marketing for small business owners. Now the reason why I'm featuring Chrisette is because she guest spoke at one of my women's networking events. Actually, she spoke twice. And I had so much positive feedback from her. I wanted to feature her for people who don't know what she does. So without further ado, let's dive in. Chrisette, thanks so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And so can you tell our viewers out there who don't know what you do, tell a little bit about your business and when and why did you start it?
Yeah. So I started social media marketing back in 2014-ish, and I was working for a e-commerce company, just helping with, actually I started in customer service there for that e-commerce company, and from there I really just started to put in my time, understand what was going on in the back end of the business, and really just understanding who the actual customer of this business was. And then they actually promoted me to a social media position. They thought that I was very clear and concise with understanding who the customer was and what they needed. And I was kind of solution oriented to help just jump in and take the reins into this position I had no idea about. So with that, I continued my education in social media marketing, and then really just launched my own business in 2018, officially by myself, without working for a bigger company. So now I run social media marketing for small business owners all over San Diego, some e-commerce, and I do have some nonprofit as well.
Awesome. And one thing that you guys maybe don't know, we have a huge church, Awaken Church, that has multiple campuses. And you were recently promoted head of the marketing for our church, that was a big promotion in of itself. So you running the business for them as well as starting your small business, what have been the challenges with that?
So yes, there's definitely been a lot of challenges actually with being promoted as marketing manager. So I'm basically running 2 full-time positions right now, and it totally has been such an incredible stretch. And actually, this is probably my answer to one of your questions is this has actually been my moment recently of just being like, am I cut out for this? Am I supposed to be doing all of these things? And you know what, after attending Cherish Conference and really being able to soak, I clearly heard that God is taking me through this storm, and he's going to give me peace while I'm in this storm, and he's continuing to expand my skill set and my talents. So, you know, I am just going to continue being faithful, staying the course, and really just continuing to challenge myself because I am always up for a challenge. So
well, awesome. Well, I'm glad you didn't want to quit because when I had her guest speak at Woven, I had such a huge turnout and so many women. You'd be surprised, even though social media is so common out there, there's so much noise. It's really hard if you're a business owner how to become noticed, what information can be attractive to customers and clients.
Yep.
And it's those little things that you touched on in your when you guest spoke that really inspired a lot of the women to be like, wow, I really need more help with this than I thought.
Yeah.
It's not just something you just put a post out there and hope that people pay attention, right? So, you know, being that you'd started this, obviously pre-COVID, what were the biggest challenges for you during COVID and how did you manage that?
Yeah, so during COVID, actually, it was probably one of the busiest seasons of me and my husband's life. We're both in marketing. So for us, everybody was taking everything online.
Right.
No one was trying to meet in person anymore, obviously. So we had to figure out new solutions to take more stores who are more brick and mortar to how do we bring this online for them, and how do we create some solutions for their customers to, one, purchase from them, or to either build their email list or build their community. So for us, that was probably the biggest challenge. One was how do we stay solution oriented all the time, and 2 was for us, how are we managing our time effectively? Because so many people were reaching out to us asking for help, and we weren't going to turn them down. Everybody needed help during that time.
Right.
So for us, it was tough with trying to figure out our schedules and boundaries and things like that. So
well, great.
Yeah.
Well, what's your favorite thing about being an owner, and do you have any regrets about being a sole business owner?
So let me start with probably my regret. I would say is going to college. And this is the
really
this is really maybe controversial, but while I was in college and in business school, I focused a lot on business theory and understanding how the businesses were built, but I wasn't getting real hands-on experience with actually how to build a business.
Yeah.
And a lot of the classes that I actually took were completely just not applicable to what I'm doing today. So what I would say to any young person or to anybody who is just trying to start over again is get online courses that teach you how to do the things that you actually want to do. Don't feel like you need to go to college. Don't feel like you need to get into business school and learn how to be this entrepreneur person through college. Get the real hands-on experience. I do think that working and really getting out there will help you develop and grow your skills. So yeah, I think that would be my biggest regret.
So are you saying that people shouldn't go to college, or if they want to be an entrepreneur,
so
they shouldn't go to college?
Well, for me, business school was tough because a lot of the things that I was learning in business school and already doing with my full-time position while I was in business school, they did not align and they did not connect. And what they were teaching in business school was very of the past,
not applicable to today.
Yeah, and what I was doing right then and there, I was like, why aren't they teaching me this? This is such valuable information. For example, social media, they didn't come out with a social media class until I was 2 years into my business. So I was like, wow, I can't believe that they're just so behind with the times, and I'm not saying don't go to business school, but I will say look at the courses, look at the classes, and ask teachers or ask people who have taken them in the past, is this going to be applicable to what I want to do with my future?
That's awesome. That's really great advice, because a lot of kids just go to school because they, I'm supposed to go to school, but they feel very lost and confused, and then they finish school with all this debt from school loans, and then some of them don't end up doing what they end up going to their career for, their degree for. And it's not to say that there's no benefit, because I do believe education and structure, and you do get a lot. And one of the biggest things, if you're heavily involved in your school, is connections.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the biggest benefit, is you can get connections with people.
Yeah.
But if you're not purposeful in what you're taking and strategic, then it can, for some people, it can be maybe a waste of time for them.
Yeah.
So I get that. So what is the dream? What is the end goal for Settie Social that you're looking forward to?
Yeah. So for my big dream, my big end goal, I want to be continuing to expand my business and helping way more small business owners. So I think one of the struggles that I deal with lately is I trade a lot of my time for money. And so I can only help a certain amount of people. So I'm trying to figure out new ways to scale my business and new ways that I can help more range of people versus just, I can only help you because I only have, let's just say, 5 hours today, or I only have 10 hours this week. So, so for me, I think that's probably one of my biggest struggles right now is scaling my business, understanding how I can grow it and reach more people.
So does that mean you need to leverage by hiring more people to help you?
Yeah, I would say probably I could hire out some people, but I am building new strategies for myself in my business. So ultimately, I will be coming out with a social media course that will teach business owners how they can actually kickstart their social media brands. And then, I guess that would be the dream, is kickstarting that and sharing it and making sure people understand it for themselves so that they're not really in the dark Social media is so incredibly important nowadays. Everybody's on social media, so if you're not doing it, it's like you're kind of missing out.
Right, exactly. So what advice do you have for anyone who's looking to start, and it doesn't necessarily has to be a social media, but any type of small business or, entrepreneurship? What is the one advice you can give them? I know you kind of touched on with school, like taking online courses that are specific to what you're learning. Anything else?
Yeah. So with that, just branching off of the taking the courses, I would say, 1, get yourself a mentor, and 2, really make yourself the expert so that people can look to you and say, this person understands what they're talking about. This person I can rely on, and this person I do want to connect with and maybe purchase from. So that's what I would say.
So make them, so just so I'm clear, stand out, be the expert in your area. And so how would you suggest they go about doing that?
Books, and one was your mentor. So really relying on that mentor to continue.
Getting mentors? Okay.
Yeah, to continue your education, both in like mentally and also with where you are in your season. They've probably been through it. And also having that mentor be in your field so that you can connect with them on a deeper level of, this is what I am going through right now, and they can kind of bounce off of that and say, okay, this is how I got through it when I went through that already.
So they can be your resource person for sure.
Yeah. So I guess that would be probably my main thing, is really getting yourself a mentor that understands what you're going through and can help you get through it.
Awesome. Well, that's great advice. Thank you. So obviously, my thing is the San Diego Beach lifestyle. I love to promote what's so amazing about San Diego. Now that everyone's trying to leave California, I'm trying to make people to stay. So I know you've lived, how long have you lived in San Diego?
I'm a born and raised
Yes.
San Diego local.
One of the very rare finds is finding somebody who's not a transplant here.
Yeah.
So what do you love about San Diego? Can you tell our viewers?
Yeah, so I am like diehard San Diego until the end. And I will never want to leave San Diego. Mainly because of the weather.
Yes.
That's always
the sunshine tax that we're paying for.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's always why people move to San Diego, is because of the weather. But also my second favorite thing is probably the food. And because we are such like a mixed pot of in different cultures, and people are from everywhere, and the thing about you saying like, oh yeah, you're not a transplant. There are so many people from everywhere who come and live in San Diego. So, and they also bring their food with them, and that's what I love. I'm a total foodie. And so, yeah, any new place that opens up, I'm the first to be there and jump on it.
Awesome. I know. I'm like you. I love trying new things.
Yeah.
I am very much a foodie as well, and I love sharing on that very much. Well, thank you so much. So, how can people find out more about Settie Social, and do you have any special giveaways for our viewers?
Yeah. So, if you're a brand new business owner who does not have a social media presence yet, or is looking to maybe ramp up their social media presence, I do have some free tools that you can implement and use. You just go to settiesocial.com.
Awesome. And we will post that information here as well at the end. Thank you, Chrisette, so much for coming today. I really appreciate it. I love you so much, and I appreciate you taking the time to share your story and to share with viewers what you do. And until next time, thank you again for joining the San Diego Beach Lifestyle Show. If you are a small business owner, or you know of a small business owner that you would think would be featured here, please reach out to me at SanDiegoBeachLifestyle.com. I would love to interview them. And until next time, make it a great day. Take care.